Hello, YouTube. My name is Ricardo. I will be a host for today. Uh, Talk is a platform, a language platform, and today we talk in English, but there are another languages like German, Italian, Spanish. I'm not a teacher. I just host, try to let the process easier. It's opportunity to practice the idiom. So in this case, the purpose of this platform is an opportunity to talk, and we learn English and the other stuff too, because always immersion, we have a different topic, and certainly our mind is take for another place. In this place, there are much information. Uh, Okay, Iago, please, could you introduce yourself?
Yes, hello again. My name is Iago. I'm 28. I live in Apuiarés, a small town in Ceará. I work as an instructional designer and I love to read in my free time. I have 7 cats in my house. I have
Wow.
3 of them here with me. That's a
Yeah.
white. You can't see her anymore. Yeah, just the ear. That's another one up here. That's another one here.
Hmm. Oh, yeah.
All the girls, just the girls here with me.
Yeah, exactly.
I love to travel too.
Great. Lucas, nice
Hey
day.
everyone.
Yeah,
Hello,
it's
good
a
morning.
pleasure. Okay, my
Sorry for the
friend.
delay.
No
It's my
problem.
first time here at Talk and Talk.
Oh, yeah.
I just forgot about my first session. I just
Oh, yeah.
forgot about I was booked for 10 and I was in a hurry to came to my computer. So Iago and Ricardo, nice to meet you guys.
Sure. Yeah. Is the first time at all, or just in my immersion? I didn't understand.
At all.
Oh, wow.
Here on
Well,
Talk and Talk, the first at all, I just subscribed yesterday.
oh, yeah. Great, great. Well, let me. I normally the immersion starts a little earlier, and I put a video or another introduction, and I explain a little bit about our platform. Uh, it's not a class, is
Yup.
is just a immersion. What's a opportunity to talk, try to
All
learn
right.
English, try to practice. And the purpose is not talking another language, but certainly if you, I don't know, I don't remember a specific word. Doesn't matter.
Yup.
How I talk exact word in English doesn't matter. No, it's not a problem.
Great.
And I the purpose is create a calm and tranquil environment and try to let these processes easier or better. I don't know. So,
Yup.
could you introduce yourself and try a little bit about you, my friend?
Yeah, sure. What kind of introduction? More personal, professional, the whole
Doesn't
thing?
matter. Just tell a small words about you, my friend. No,
All
doesn't
right,
matter.
all
It's
right.
not exactly it's not how do you say, an interview, no? A job interview. Relax and you just tell about your
Great.
hobbies or about what doesn't matter you want.
I'm Lucas Capuano, or you can call me Capuano, or you can call me even Capu. My closest friends call me Capu.
Okay.
I am 31 years old. Now I'm living in São Bernardo do Campo, São Paulo,
Mm-hmm.
but I was living for the past few years in São Paulo since the college.
Mm-hmm.
So I lived in São Paulo for maybe 10 years in a row.
Oh yeah,
And I just became to São Bernardo back again.
great.
I moved this week, so I'm living here again for the past 2 days. I came
Oh
back to
yeah.
São Bernardo. I just moved.
Everything new.
Yeah, I'm a sales executive, so I work in sales is my profession. I have a
Okay.
degree in commercial management. I also studied investments, economics, and finance, so I have an MBA in finance.
Mm-hmm.
And I am a studious guy, so I study every day for the past 10 years, I don't know. In
Mm-hmm.
a row, I keep doing Duolingo. Duolingo is really helpful. I also speak Spanish, so I speak Spanish to English and English to Spanish in Duolingo, so I can keep both languages together. And recently, 3 months ago, I started Italian. It was an old dream of me to learn Italian, but now I'm just playing with Duolingo. But in a few months or years, I would like to start a real class with a teacher
Great.
in Italian, and then I will be polyglot, not just trilingual, but polyglot. They say that you are polyglot since you speak more than three languages, right? So,
Great.
starting with the fourth language, we became polyglot. Um, and my hobbies, I am a sports guy. I play basketball, I do calisthenics, I practice yoga, I sometimes cycle also. So for me, life is outside. For me, life is movement, and I do some workout at least 5 days in a week, six sometimes, almost every day. I'm do some workout. This is
Great.
really, really important to me, guys.
Great, my friend. Nice pleasure to meet you. I put some questions in the chat. That's normally that's work the that's the way to talk and talk easy to use it to create or generate some questions, and it's just
Mhm,
one person answer the question number one and the pass for the other. It's not exactly in order. Could you be choose anyone? But let me start the question number one. What actions can individuals take to reduce environment pollution and promote sustainability? Uh, well, uh, there are simple actions, I believe, simple gestures. Uh, for example, if you just separate your trash, that's the wonderful. But fortunately, I always think about it and you. Oh, okay, I put I separate my trash, plastic, metal, but I'm not sure if the destiny is good. Sometimes there are people, unfortunately, part homeless, another working I'm not sure how do you say cooperative, I don't know in English, and the people use to pick up these materials and have a good destiny, but another ones is not so good in my opinion. But I believe that if you just separate your trash, is a lot of um, good actions in your life, and this thing certainly let our world better. And you, Iago, could you answer, please?
Yes, I'm not that optimistic about this because I really don't believe that our individual decisions on this matter can really change that much. Because, for example, of course, it's a good thing to separate your trash. But for example, in my city, we don't have any recycle project, you know. So
Exactly.
if I separate my trash, they all
Similar to me, my
go,
city.
they all go to the same place. So it doesn't matter, you know.
Uh,
So I really believe that we need public politics to do things like
yeah,
that, you
in
know.
my city have a kind of project, but the guys start and the project fell uh, a couple of months ago. A couple of months
Yeah.
later, actually. So
And here in my city, I really don't know anyone that takes, for example, all of the things like plastic, paper. We know some people that take just paper or just the cans, like soda, beers, just this. We don't have destination for a lot of things. So I really believe that we need public politics to deal with this. But I really believe also that our trash of our house is not responsible for all the environmental pollution because we know that big industries that are polluting rivers and the seas and the air, a lot of emission of big
yeah,
companies that uses a lot of space. And yeah, I really don't know because as I said, I'm the optimist about this because I don't know if my action as a only individual or the decisions that we take in my house can really change that much because we really change need is a is a change in a chain, I don't know. What about you, Lucas? What do you think?
just a little
Um,
tip, or not tip, no, just a little information, piece of information. Brazil is, I believe, that's the best recycler when we talk about aluminum. Uh,
mhm.
Almost 100%. I believe that's I watch
Yeah,
news on the, I'm not sure, on TV or internet. That's almost 99% of the aluminum is recycled on Brazil.
That's
That is,
awesome.
yeah, because
Yeah,
of, but because of the poor, I believe, not because of the I don't know. Oh, I have a wonderful soul, and I wanted to let the country a better place. Yeah, because of
mhm.
the money, But well, in another countries, uh, don't have don't occur this kind of thing. So in this case, I believe that's is a good thing. I believe.
Yeah. Just just to add a little bit about what you said, I was seeing a video about a person that works in a cooperative recycling, and she was telling about the plastic that even if you send the plastic to recycling, not everything can
Mhm.
be recycled
Exactly.
because a lot of companies use different colors. So, for example, she says that the best way to recycle
Yeah.
plastic if it is if it has no color or if
Exactly.
it's white. If it
Yeah.
has any other color, they need a big amount of the
Uh-huh.
same plastic
I
color
watched the semi
to
video.
recycle. So,
Yeah.
that's a big effort. And a lot of companies that I always think, for example, in companies that uses cosmetics because they all have colors to catch your attention. But sometimes the plastic doesn't have a place to go. Even if they go to recycle, they probably have no destination. But what about you, Lucas?
Go ahead, Lucas.
What do you think?
guys, I really don't want to be polemic because this is not the space, but I
Mhm.
am studying a little about that, and maybe I will take some book on this subject. But I was listening to ge- geólogo. I'm not sure how to say geólogo in English, and he was
Geologist.
explaining geologist. Thank you, Ricardo. There are some things that are happening that aren't good, but specifically about the effects on planet, I'm not sure if they are really
Hmm.
happening, and I don't want to be here too sure because I'm not to make clear to you guys. But this guy, he's putting some flesh to the bones. He's explaining something that others are not explaining. And as Iago told us, someone is creating the impression that you at your home, with your 100 liters of water consumption per day, with your 1 kilogram of waste generated by day, is the problem, and your deodorants with that aerosols at deodorants, the aerosols are the really problem. You as an individual had to take and to change your habits, since there we have bigger problems that even maybe doesn't exist. So specifically more about the warming of on the earth. This scientist that I am following and I am listening to him, but he has books. Maybe I take some book of him to read about, or some scientific article. He says this is a lie. This doesn't exist. But this guy, he has proves he is a postdoctor, he's postdoctorate, so he has something different to say about us that the television doesn't say us, that ONU doesn't say us, that don't told us, and the government for sure also won't told us. So I am not sure about it. I am studying about it, so I don't have a proper and a formulated opinion by now. I am learning about this subject. What is for true? What is not good? If we are killing some species, rare species, species that are under danger of extinction, if we have for sure trash on our streets, if we have trash in the middle of the way, for the sake of the human life. So if we have a polluted river around here, this is a problem for human lives. The river will be there in 100 years. The land will be there in 100 years. The earth and all the physical bodies in the universe, they reconfigure and they are living beings. So that scientist that I am citing to you guys, he is explaining about the eras on Earth. We have different eras. So some nuances in our temperature on Earth are totally normal, 1 to 2 degrees.
I
But
believe
we
that's
are as
Ricardo,
human.
the name of the scientist, huh?
Yes, I guess
I
so.
know.
And us with humans, we are very sensible because our species is very fragile. But this is really, really normal from the Earth. And the Earth could already pass by really deeper changes in the past, like, but really, really past 5 million years ago.
Yeah. Ricardo
And
Feliz, I believe.
yes,
Yeah.
and this is not just someone that is negating something, but that guy, he
Mhm.
has really proven that he has scientific studies. And I'm not sure if a guy uh, who has his background, who has his degrees, was trying to just make the earth a, a worse place, to make the earth and our lives worse. Anyway, I'm not trusting him or any other theory 100%. We have to create our opinions by a mix of information. I take information from here, from that. What I have for sure, it's ONU 2030 agenda is the devil. For me, this is a kind of domination in the world. They have to change how people live. They have to change our minds. They have an agenda against family, against some traditions that our Western Christian culture has, because it's not interesting for them. They create that cultural Marxism that for me doesn't exist. They put one group against other group. They create a rivalry that before doesn't exist. If you're white and I am black, if I am green, if I blue, we are enemies. If you're human and I'm man, we are going to fight each other. And this agenda is spreaded around the world. So some companies are following that, and they want to make you believe that the problem is your deodorant. The aerosol on your deodorant that's the problem on Earth. And as Iago said, well, there are companies that are killing rivers. The governments are not the solution. The government is the problem. If the government and the states create that problem, they won't solve it. They are interested in more chaos in the world. This is my opinion. I said
Okay.
I didn't want to be polemic, but I am being because I just want to
Ah,
hear, train my English. I don't want to enter in that question, but I couldn't lie to you guys. No, if you recycle your trash, the world will be a better place because I don't believe that. So I won't lie about it.
I believe that uh, is better when you recycle the trash. Uh,
Just because you don't
not
need
not
to take
not
more
not
oil from the
necessary.
land,
Yeah, not necessary. For
because you don't
example,
need to take more from nature.
yeah, for
Yeah,
example, if you change the environment or not is another thing, but the recycled trash is a good thing because waste less energy and the help people.
yeah.
So
It's
I
cheaper
believe
for
that
us
if
to recycle
focus
what
on
we
the
have.
bad facts and focus on the good part. It doesn't matter if you because a lot of people uh, sometimes is weird for me, because the people create polemic in certain matter that it doesn't matter about it. I believe that. But well, let's skip
More
for another
specifically,
one.
more specifically in America, people don't really trust this. I mean America, our continent,
Hmm.
because the average European really matters about it. And at least half of what they believe in, they believe in that ONU Agenda 2030.
Yeah,
They are dumb. They are trusting um, an organization that are lying, an organization that when the Middle East has a war, they don't say anything. They don't positionate them. When there is some terrorist attack, ONU doesn't say anything. They don't positionate, but they are more concerned about uh, a virtual lack between payments between men and women that are proved that doesn't exist for sure. So there are some agencies in the world. It could be states, companies,
yeah,
businessmen. They are interested in the chaos. With
sure.
chaos, some people can make more profit.
Well, let's move on, my friends.
Yeah. So
Okay. Let me skip for the question. Uh, Number five could be, what role does technology play in create a safer and a healthier planet? Iago, could you answer, please?
Yes. About technology, I think that technology can help by monitoring, but of course we have a lot of ethical discussions about this kind of monitorator technology, but I think that it could be helpful um, for example, to identify fires and things like this exist already, but it can help to make faster. Um, but I really don't know either about this question. Um, what do you think, Ricardo? I, I I don't
Yeah.
have a formed opinion
Mm-hmm.
about technology
Yeah.
and
Uh, Actually, when I started our immersion, I put a video about a Michael Jackson song, and the on the video shown us uh, about wars and the other stuff. So some people have idea, some idea that's, oh, the wars promote our um I don't know, could create some tools and the other stuff that could use in our life. But I believe that the most part of the time, investing money in wars is a waste of money and time. For example, yeah, I could see during all of the life on our planet, is there are a lot of examples. For example, particular one of people used to say, "Oh, invest money in the travel to the space and rockets and other stuff is a waste of time and money." Oh, a lot of people are hungry in our world, and the people release rockets to the space. But it, for example, India, a lot of people were dying because of hungry, and the one of the things that let India better place, that's it. uh, the guys invest money because the quantity of food uh, are produced using, for example, satellites, is much bigger. Uh, when you, for example, know the better place to insert the seed, for example, or a lot of, for example, climate changes and the other stuffs, is much better when you use satellites. So the 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 quantity of money is much. I believe that is the quantity of money increase a lot. uh, and the yeah, for example, nowadays the I forgot the name of the astronaut. I don't know. I forgot the name. On India, these guys are sound like a stars, because the guys have a lot of famous. The people uh, scream on the streets because, oh, it's a it sounded like an artist. So because of that, the the hungry decrease a lot on India because of that. So in this case, I don't know. So there are so many, uh, how do you say, projects in our world where let the country or the city better, including Brazil. uh. And so I believe that's so weird for me when I listen to people talk about, oh, investing in technology or education is not so good. I don't know. Doesn't matter, in my opinion, which kind of technology uh, was created, because, well, it makes sense for me. But when talk about another things, for example, wars and the other stuff, so okay, I believe that the people could talk something about it. But I believe that certainly the we, for example, if you exist climate change or exist a lot of problems, certainly the the problem solution is on this path. Invest money and the time in create new technologies to solve. I believe that not all of the problems, but the most part of the problems are going to solve and invest money in time in education and technology. Eh, That's my opinion, but I respect other people. And you, Lucas.
Education, technology, and science in that concept are the same. If you invest in education, you have greater science. If you have a better science, you also have more technology.
Mhm.
For solve almost as you say, Ricardo, almost of human problems, we need that technology because with that technology, before it came science and before it came education, so we can construct a better life. So since the Industrial Revolution, we could see in almost until that time an unbelievable, incredible development for humankind because of the use of technology. And the human population is still increasing. Now, some countries has a flat population, so they don't have more births. So the birth controls in developed countries keep existing, but the demography, mainly for poor countries, mainly Africa and Asia, some specific countries, they will keep increasing. So how could we provide enough food for all those guys? How could we provide letterment for all those guys? How can we educate all that amount of kids that are uh, um, that are growing up in India or in Bangladesh or in Nigeria? Those populations, specifically poor populations in poor countries, keep growing. Just technology can solve that question. In lato sensu, I mean. So for the food production, for the education to came for all those kids, because for sure we don't have enough teachers for all those kids to be lettered. We don't have logistics for transportation for everyone. Maybe we don't have enough access to all raw materials to create cars for everyone. Imagine if the world has the same amount of cars with as we have of people. Eight, almost 9 billion people, and we had almost 8 billion cars. So how can we solve the transportation problem without technology? Just creating more cars won't solve it.
Yeah.
So if we have more cars, if we get our avenues wider, instead of 3 lanes, we put 5 lanes in an avenue. This is proved. You just increase the amount of traffic. So you have to create alternatives to that. You have to create different kinds of transportations, or we better, even better, we can decrease the necessity for transportation for included environmental questions. So technology solve that. If you can work from your house, you don't need to go to a place every day and come back. Not just your quality of life will improve, your health will get better, but also you waste more resources, you waste more money, you waste more your time that you can spend with your family, with your health, with your personal
Mhm.
stuff. So technology is part and is central, is an access for human development. Without technology, we would be on the fields cropping our own foods and living as rural, our lifespan would be as our grandparents, like 50 years, 60 years. If our grandparents had 60 years, it would be, whoa, great, he lived a lot. So just with technology, science, education, they are put together in my explanation. We can increase quality of life. We can give more dignity to people that are living poor now. And well, the world's not perfect, but for sure, now in 2024, we are a way, way, way better than 100 years ago. The quality of life, the lifespan, the access to everyone on earth are much, much better than any place on earth before. So, with all the problems we have, life is much, much better than the past.
Okay, great. I couldn't agree more. Uh, let's to skip for the number 6. How can business balance the profitability if a social environment responsibility? That's a tough question. Uh, it's particular because our world is walking in a way that's, yeah, it's good. We talk about uh, artificial intelligence and drones and the other stuffs. That's wonderful. but I believe that the moral thing, moral ideas and the other stuff is not so. I believe that we aren't prepared for this future, this kind of future. Uh, and I'm not sure, for example, if you uh, there are enough jobs and the actions to do because of the perspective. I'm not sure about the future, but the sounds, the things are moving to a place where a lot of jobs uh, uh, I'm, I'm going to don't exist anymore, I believe. Sound, for example, drivers and for example, receptionists and the other things. Particular movements where is sound like automatic. For example, the people used to do same things all the time is easier to replace by artificial intelligence, for example. And I don't know. Uh, in the future, people used to say uh, have some kind of solutions, uh, ideas actually, because is keep away from or far away from the reality, because the guys think about a lot of different solutions. For example, oh, I could create a, a minimal salary, word minimal salary for people and other stuff, but it's not exactly it's just idea, because it's not possible to, for example, the people don't spend money enough to this thing. And I don't know. I believe that in the future you we have to change a lot. And the particular when talk about another topic and another question, education, for example. I That's wonderful, learn about technology and other stuff, but I believe that we could create another ways to have this change. For example, uh, learn about public speech, for example, theater, because I believe that it sounds like robots and the artificial intelligence do everything, but human interaction, continue existing, certainly. So in the I could see around of me children and even adults, uh, don't able to talk. Huh? Our immersion is uh, a perspective is is just talk and listen. And nowadays the people just watching videos in the cell phones and don't have this kind of thing, don't promote, don't improve disability, because certainly we are here today because of the human interaction. The people uh, start to listen to another people, started to interact, and a lot of mistakes or misunderstand don't exist because of that. Oh, I have a different perspective, but when they start talking with another person, we solve a lot of misunderstanding. That's it, guys. Enjoy, Iago.
I, I the question number 6, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Um, I'm I'm really not sure either. Because a lot of companies they are only interested in getting more profit. But of course, a lot of companies are also making social programs and environmental programs that I think that it's important that you need to manage the people that you have. You need to I don't know if it's the right word, but you need to train these people. I know that that's not the word, but you understood what I mean. Uh, these
You
people,
mean teach
yes.
teach people.
You need to teach people to do the things. And sometimes I see that not a lot of companies are interested in doing that to see the person that works for you to evolve and have a better development. Sometimes my perception is that some companies want to have a perfect worker and they don't want to teach anything, but I don't know. I think that that's an important part,
Yeah.
of the process. And yeah, I think that's it.
Let me just say goodbye for people from YouTube.